So we're getting ready to cook some supper. And Greg, what are we cooking?
We're going to cook some ramen, but I'm going to call it Miso Hungry Ramen. You could use a Mr. Noodles package, but we're not going to use that. We like to have texture and stuff in our food. So what we've done is we have ramen noodles, which are going to be boiled in water. We're going to have miso sauce that they're going to be boiled in. So add a nice flavored broth. So it's miso and some like ground pork and herbs and some aromatics. We've got some fried egg that we're going to put in with our ramen. We also have some beef jerky we're going to have to put in with our ramen. So you're probably wondering why we'd use beef jerky. But beef jerky hydrates really nice.
It does.
It's a nice protein too. And it's a relatively simple meal. I mean, we're just talking about boiling noodles, adding broth in the form of a paste that we're just going to work in. One thing I did leave out, we're going to have shrimp in there too, and some dried shrimp. So it's just a lot of nice flavors. And it's really just an add-to dish. It's not expensive by any means. I mean, a Mr. Noodles pack is like 50 cents. Beef jerky is not, probably the most expensive item on there, and some eggs.
Right. And do you buy the beef jerky or do you make it?
Myself, I made this, but you can use bought beef jerky. Beef jerky, like I said, rehydrates really well, which you'll see. But let's get started, I guess. So let's turn on the burner. So we'll get the burner going. So what we don't want to use is this, although there's probably some good salt in that we'd want for electrolytes. So what I'm going to do is take the noodles, dump in the broken bits, and break them and add them in. We want this to boil just for a few minutes. So I'm making a bit of a mess, but that will all come together. We also have shrimp. So shrimp's actually nice. We're going to put half of them in, because shrimp adds flavor to the broth. And these are going to need time to rehydrate as well. And it's just sort of cooking away. And really, I mean, this is just a boil meal. Now, I would say it's like a traditional boiled meal like we see on some of those packages, but I'm going to just break yours up and get yours ready to boil too.
About how long do you think we'll have to boil these for?
Oh, just a couple minutes. I mean, really just want hot water. And the rest of it is just rehydrating what's in there. You can smell the shrimp already. It's when the noodles are done, like you can tell when the noodles are done, they start to move around, but they're not quite there yet. A lot of it is just boiling away. I'm going to turn this off now. So this is the miso broth. So we made it in advance. It was frozen, but really it's just a paste of miso and aromatics. That's going to go in there. And that's where all the flavor's at. So I'm just going to give this a stir. I'm going to add in some beef jerky as well. And it's going to rehydrate too. Really, I'm just going to break it up a bunch of pieces. This is our protein. It's tasty as it is on its own. Okay, so this can just sit. I believe it's hot enough. If I take a look at the indicator, yeah. So what we see is a really nice broth. Looks like it's done. So if we take a look at the beef, you see the beef's hydrating already. It's thicker. Shrimp's hydrating. Maybe let that sit a little longer. Let me just try. It's probably edible now. So if I pour this in here, so what we have is a very full bowl of soup. And then we can just garnish it with whatever we want. So for me, I mean, that's a pretty full bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if we added in a little bit of carrots on the side, and added some eggs. I mean, that looks delicious.
Looks so good. Miso hungry ramen.
Miso hungry ramen. And me, I am very hungry.
Can you pick it up? Is it too hot?
Let's see what we got. So the beef hasn't 100% hydrated, but it's good. Broth's delicious. Noodles are great. This is a very good ramen.
Excellent.
So there you go. Took very little work, maybe a little bit of preparation. We can put the ingredients in the notes, but yeah, miso hungry ramen.